We're selling off this morning, guys. We're selling off yet again. We have to talk about the COVID variant, Omicron, in this video. We have to break down stocks I'm looking at, my game plan for today, and in general, my thoughts on the market. So sit back, relax, hit the like button, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get right into the video. So it's currently 8:40 a.m. on the East Coast, and we have the Russell futures down 1.5%. The Dow's down over 1%. We have the NASDAQ down 0.5%, as we have the S&P futures down 0.9%, and the VIX up 15%. The VIX is up 15%, and the safe havens, gold and silver, are doing pretty well. Silver's up barely, but gold is up about 0.6% again, with about 50 minutes left until the opening bell. So what caused this sell-off? Well, Moderna CEO Stephanie Bankchel, if that's even the right way to say it, I have no idea. She told Financial Times that, or actually, that's a guy. Wait, I read it wrong. Maybe it's Stephen Bankchel. I don't even know. He told Financial Times that he expects existing vaccines to be less effective against the new variant. The CEO told the paper there could be a quote-unquote material drop in the current vaccine's effectiveness against this variant. Bankchel told CNBC on Monday that it could take months to develop and ship an Omicron-specific vaccine. The new COVID variant, first detected in South Africa, has now been found in more than a dozen countries, causing many to restrict travel. The World Health Organization labeled the Omicron strain as a variant of concern on Friday, when the Dow slid 900 points to suffer its worst day since September 2020. That's a fun fact, guys. Worst day since, or actually October of 2020. And COVID symptoms linked to the Omicron variant have been described as extremely mild by the South African doctor who first raised the alarm over the new strain. Still, the WHO said it will take weeks to understand how the variant may affect diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines. So, in other words, it's too early to really tell. That's pretty much what that last sentence means. The WHO said it will take weeks to understand how the variant will affect diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines. So, on this news, guess what? The markets are selling off. Again, the futures are down a good chunk right now. We see the rally yesterday that SPY saw ended up being a bull trap, like we discussed in my video yesterday, and we can see it playing out right here. We saw a nice pop-up pre-market yesterday. Once the bell hit yesterday, the markets ran up, and we struggled the last couple of hours right by the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour. Actually, this is the hour chart. We struggled there into the close and after hours, and then once that news came out, boom, this thing ended up collapsing, and now we're pretty much gunning for the lows from yesterday, or 2 days ago, which are at about 456.86, exactly at that point, actually. And that's where we could end up going, but it's too early to really tell because we're straight up consolidating right now. After that initial dump off, we're holding 460 pretty nicely. So it's all going to come down to market open. First 30 minutes of the market. Do we end up seeing, because remember, yesterday we saw a big rally at market open. You know, we saw the bell hit, we pulled back a little bit, but then we saw a massive rally. Is today going to be the opposite? Are we going to open up, see a little consolidation, and then boom, we end up seeing a dump down to take the lows out from 2 trading days ago? I mean, that could definitely happen. So be careful, watch out for that, set your alerts. And for me, guys, I'm not doing anything crazy today. I feel like it's been super quiet on my end here when it comes to trading, but that's just the reality. Sometimes you're not always going to be trading like a madman. You know, there's going to be periods of time, pockets of time where you're just kind of laying low. And that's kind of how I've been these past couple of days, to be completely honest. Yesterday, you saw I closed some covered call positions, but other than that, you know, I didn't really do much of anything. And when it comes to triple Q, look at this. We saw, very similar to SPY, a run up yesterday. That's pretty obvious. And now we're selling off a bit pre-market, but not as much as SPY. Again, SPY's down about 1% as NASDAQ is down 0.5%. So it's not selling off as aggressively, but still, this kind of looks like a bull trap because yesterday we ran up above both moving averages. We closed above them both, but now pre-market we're back under the main one, the 180 moving average on this 20-day chart. But we are holding the 50 SMA. So this is kind of pancaked in between both of the moving averages. So if we end up, let's say, collapsing under the 50 SMA here, which is at about 396 on the hourly chart, this will probably start going for the lows from Friday at about 390, but we're not there yet. Again, we have to wait and see what happens at market open. That is very important. So let's talk about some stocks now that I'm looking at, and quite honestly, I'm keeping a very close eye on the vaccine stocks as we're not even just today, but as we're probably going to see new developments over the next week, 2 weeks of potentially a new Omicron vaccine, or I don't know how the heck they're going to do it, but I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. But if we see anything in regards to that, Pfizer will probably start running. I mean, Pfizer pulled back yesterday. If you guys take a look from 56 down to about 52, now we're starting to pop pre-market. We're holding the uptrend on the 4-hour chart above the 50 SMA. This might start running. Moderna, if you guys take a look at Moderna, ticker symbol MRNA, this one's been breaking out clearly. I mean, this took out the moving averages. We broke out of the highs from about a month ago. Even though we're getting this news that, maybe the vaccine's not too effective with the Omicron variant. The stock's down a little bit on that news pre-market, about $8, but still, the trend's looking very strong. So I'm keeping my eyes on Moderna and Pfizer, no doubt about it. JinkoSolar, JKS, they just reported earnings this morning. So let's see what they ended up doing. Then we'll look at the chart. They did EPS of 1 cent versus 2 cents estimated, so they missed EPS, and revenue also missed by a hair. 1.33 bill versus 1.34 bill estimated. So double miss for JinkoSolar. They cut full year shipment guidance, which is never good. You never want to see companies cut their guidance. So that's why the stock is selling off about $3 in the pre-market. But believe it or not, even though we're down a little bit pre-market, we're still holding the trend here. Take a look. We're still holding an uptrend at about $52, $53. Now we just got to get back over that 180 SMA, which who the heck knows? That's at 55, 56. Who knows if that's going to happen now that they just botched earnings? This thing could start bleeding. But as long as it holds the uptrend, the trend looks solid, maybe we start making a move back up. But the second we break under, let's say $50, this will be off my watch list, guys, because that would be a break of trend, and I wouldn't even want to touch it at that point. GameStop, on the flip side, this one kind of looks similar, and it's not about to break trend like JKS potentially is. This one looks like it's trying to double bottom and break out right now. If I pull up this intraday chart, or maybe the 5-day chart will show it. You guys can see the past 2 trading days, we've been bottoming at about 198, 200, 202, which is a good sign. We've been consolidating at that point. So now I just want to see a breakout. If we end up taking out 210, especially 215, I think GameStop GME is going to be off to the races. I think this could touch maybe 250 again, which was that high point from earlier in November and just about a week ago on the 23rd of November. So I'm going to set 2 alerts, one at 210, one at 215. We're going to be watching GameStop today like a hawk. And I'm also excuse me, guys, even though I don't really trade these that often, pretty much ever anymore, I'm also going to be watching, oh God, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Even though I don't trade these that often anymore, pretty much never anymore, I'm still going to be watching these inverse ETFs. Number one is SPXS, which goes up when the S&P goes down, right? If the S&P goes down 1%, this will go up 3%. It's an inverse ETF. It's leveraged. So we're going to be watching SPXS for a potential trade, a day trading vehicle, just in case the markets do collapse. But honestly, guys, I have a feeling. I could be wrong. I've been wrong, but I have a feeling that we're not going to bleed much more than what we are right now pre-market. I don't know. I could be wrong, but we gapped down so aggressively that we might actually rally at open. We got to wait and see, though. But kind of as a hedge, I'm watching SPXS and SQQQ, which goes up whenever triple Q goes down. So let's say triple Q goes down, NASDAQ goes down. This will go up 3 times whatever it goes down. So let's say triple Q goes down 1%. SQQQ will go up 3%, so that would be a nice day trading vehicle to hedge against the fall in the markets. And as always, guys, these inverse ETFs, they're dangerous. Be careful. They're not meant to be held long term. They're not even meant to be swing traded, quite honestly. They're only meant for extremely short trades for more experienced investors. I wouldn't mess with these if you're a beginner, you want to get rich quick, you want to gamble. I wouldn't do it. But if you see a nice setup, I would take advantage of it. So overall, that's pretty much it. Today, the markets, they're kind of just being dragged down by the Omicron variant, Moderna CEO. That's what's going on, and we'll see how it develops over the next couple of weeks. But today, it's still too early to tell, and the markets probably will be volatile. But I would not be surprised if we did see a bounce back in the beginning of the day here. Let me see. Are we already bouncing back? Seems like we kind of are. Yeah, look at that. SPY's starting to gain some steam right now. It's above 461. It was at 460 when we started this video. So keep an eye on it. That's pretty much it. I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.